It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
Jiggity check, y'all. So I was too busy listening to Solid do his talk, but um, good morning. It's another one of those days where it's just too hard to believe that this keeps happening. I'm looking at DoorDash right now, I think, and we had shorting opportunities in the pre-market. Didn't catch any of that stuff. Little blip above the VWAP, but I was 100% convinced I'm looking to short this thing. Look how beautiful that was. Blue line to orange line. Got a cover here after the fake out shakeout. And then if you missed the first short again, another faux show. No, you're not only not short, but you're long. But Carvana was still short right now, and it's been a grind, but we got paid on the rollover. Some players actually get long, not me. I'm just looking for confirmation of what I want to do. And there's the confirmation right here. I should have been shorting up at 50 again, but got short on the roll, covered that orange line, been waiting to get stopped out, and this is why trading is boring. For the last basically an hour, I've been waiting to, I was thinking to get stopped out, but it never got over VWAP. So I'm still now what I'm hoping for is it rolls over the highs. It gives back the whole thing. I'm talking about 288, the whole thing. So I'm not looking to make 2 points on this trade. I'm looking to make 30 points. So normally I'd be covering if it gets back to the 328. I only have a small amount left. So at this point, I'm holding on for the next 30 points. I might even add to it if it breaks 328, but I don't feel like getting chopped again. But the market is weird right now. UVXY is telling us crash is on the table. Carvana is another indication that I'm going to be right about this crash that's coming. We're losing leadership across the board, one stock at a time. We lost DoorDash. We've lost Carvana. We've lost Google. And really, there's only a few stocks holding this market together right now. It's NVIDIA and Apple. And Apple got hammered. Reddit's done. Google's done. Microsoft's done. Netflix is done. Tesla's hanging in there. So I just think there's one more mass exodus out of this market. And it's going to happen on March 20th. But none of that matters. You just trade what you see. It's been a phenomenal day. We were already long Coinbase, MicroStrategy, Hood for wins. Had already shorted Carvana once before. We crushed it on Walmart long. And yeah, if you guys are watching Bitcoin, you know, this has been a really nice addition to my repertoire of indicators. I'm just watching Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin futures start to rally, the whole market starts to rally. Bitcoin futures start to rally. I'm buying MicroStrategy, I'm buying Coinbase. Bitcoin starts to roll over, you're selling MicroStrategy, you're selling Coinbase. And it really just goes hand in hand. So if you guys are watching Coinbase, I'm getting paid on a long trade almost every day on the stock. It's been one of my favorite trades. See how it's the same exact chart, but what's more importantly, look, blue line, orange line. And I got in late. I got in at 165 and a quarter, but I sold it at 167 and 167.50, and nice trade. Right now, the Carvana short is the only thing going on. That's me personally talking. And a lot of this day was really the first 25 minutes of the day, and it was awesome. You know, this was most of these were our trades. The Coinbase, MicroStrategy, and Hood. I've been trading all three of these simultaneously. You'll see they're basically all the same chart because the market's rigged. It's all tied together. There's no independent thought anymore. And Carvana, I got to hang in there with the short because I think the stock's going to zero. So, but, you know, I was forced to cover earlier. You know, basically the same trade. And now I stopped with the orange line instead of blue line. Now that we made it under orange. Speaking of blue lines and orange lines, if you guys, I got the ever get to know what you're doing ever in the history of my website, you're getting the month for free if you pay for the class. It's usually the other way around. You buy a month, we throw you in. And if you're lucky enough that I do a class the month you're there, I used to throw it in for nothing. Now, pay for the class, we give you the month. And it's full access also. You're getting the schmoozes, you're getting the pre-market sessions, 24 hours access to me, solid, everything we're doing. But now for only $249, you're getting the class tonight, schmooze, next couple of ones. And you'll be here for the crash on March 20th. And if you don't have any of that information, make sure when you're done here, join us in the dungeon. I'll throw the link in there too. Let me see if I got it here. That's not. I get it for you. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if it works because when I post links on Restream, it doesn't always work. I don't know if you're getting that or not. But if you got it, thank you very much. Also, if you want to get a head start and just email me to get the password to the dungeon, which is also the schmooze room. All right, cool. Thanks. So yeah, amazing day. I mean, it all started with a Walmart long. We were doing it pre-market. Worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to work out. Really didn't have to think too much about it. You know, it was the only stock that I was looking at as far as earnings that hadn't done anything under the VWAP the whole morning. I bought that first break, just chopped around a little bit and then sold some here, sold some at the top of the range, and then the orange line. Pretty nice trade. And then faux show broke again. I didn't hold it into the open, but some of the guys did. And we got paid another 2.5. Carvana was my trade because I just, again, you guys know my history with the stock. It used to be my favorite stock at $8. Everybody thought I was nuts with a $120 target. It went to 120 and then it went to 400. When stocks go to 120 to 400 without me, I immediately hate them. So I've been dying to make some money on a short on this trade. And, I got paid a little bit today. Nothing too amazing, but I do think this thing is done. It's ridiculous what it did. I mean, I thought it could get squeezed. It went up 100% more after. I mean, I thought 250 was doable, but I never thought it would go up to 500 again. Just insane. But now I think it's. And then when this breaks down and it goes back to that 280, that's just another reason that I do believe this market's going down. There's a lot of stocks that are just about to roll over some more. But again, if we don't break down, then it's just going to be this wonderful trading range that we've been in. If the Qs want to stay between 587 and 630 for the next year and a half, that's awesome. This is the best trading I've ever done in my career. The it's not the money. I'm not throwing around 10,000 share blocks of anything anymore. But there's so many opportunities. Every price range, every stock we trade has options, and it's just one after another. You don't have to go looking for the idea. You just focus on the reports. DoorDash, Carvana, Walmart, and a couple of obviously I've been glued to the Coinbase and the MicroStrategy as of late. Obviously the Qs, and it's just a matter of just waiting for your setup to be confirmed. I wasn't going to short. I came in last night. I was thinking, no, definitely shorting Carvana, and the whole morning it was just ripping higher. I was like, good, higher it goes, the better it's going to be for me to short. And we had a couple other ones. If I FGS, no, wrong. It was FG, right? 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal into the faux show, bro. You went short to long. And if you guys are noticing this, and I hope you are, the reason I don't want to do, you know, well, we're doing it anyway, but I don't want to do a pick service with an email because, you know, imagine you get an email this morning about how we're shorting Carvana, but you got your timing right, and then you're like, what the hell happened to that trade? And then later that day, you might get another alert that we're long Carvana. You're like, wait a second, didn't you say to short it this morning? Yeah. But when you trade live, you see this. This is every day now. You're getting short opportunities, long opportunities, and short opportunities again, and sometimes long opportunities on the same name. And as long as you're scaling out and then getting stopped out, and then you could redo the trade. As far as Dash is concerned, yeah, I was just looking to short, right? So for me, it was confirmation of shorts. First one was the rollover. Now, there's no reason to be a shorter because it's confirmed that you want to be long by holding prior day VWAP and getting back over the VWAP here. That's why the Carvana for me is still in limbo because now I have to stay short, so it proves me wrong. And that could be any minute. you know, I've been waiting long enough. I thought for sure we were going to finally get it, and I'm probably going to punch out of it. There's no way to trade it without 5 points of risk. 5 point ticket. So, keeps teasing me. I'm not going to keep fighting this stock. I want to break down, and it could happen later, or it can happen back above VWAP, rolls over again, shorted at a higher price. But right now, UVXY is panking. The market's getting stronger. Typical bull market. It convinces enough people to stay short, and then it crushes the shorts. It's the same day every day. The only difference that's going on in the market now is that we're not breaking out. But there's definitely an underlying bit to the market that is relentless. It doesn't seem like it's going to ever. That's what trading is all about, man. Staying in the moment, trading what we see, and do it the best you can. But this has defied gravity for quite some time, and it has fallen, close to 150 points off the highs. So it's not like it's think it's a Walmart, right? See, there's another trick, right? We were long Walmart twice, long Walmart made money. Could have been three different longs. Now it's telling you that the shorters are taking over. right? VWAP break, holds it, tries to rally and rolls. The opposite of car bump. That's not even a coincidence. As Walmart, your security stocks are rolling over, tech stocks are starting to see influx of volume. Yeah, AMD's, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, just spiked up a little bit while. And what you're witnessing right here on Walmart is why I trade big exclusively. Right? I wasn't thinking about shorting Walmart until about 6 minutes ago. Right? And it's a trade. It's working. Remember, it's all tied together. There's, just like when the cues get weak, the money goes somewhere. So now it's just the opposite. Walmart's getting weak, money's going into the cues. The money doesn't come out of the market anymore. It just rotates. Just follow the rotation, the VWAP, consistently be on the right side of most of these trades. You just have to be ready to get out when it turns. Cool. Thank you. Let me go see if it works. Oh, look at these guys. They know what they're doing. They're shorting Walmart. It's like dueling pianos here at the Hit the Bid. That's solid talking right now. I never want to interrupt him. But see, that's not a coincidence that he's talking about. He's walking everybody in the room through the Walmart short. Good job. But right now, we're in the same exact predicament as we were last Thursday. UVXY green, market down slightly. What's going to give, right? If the market's improving, UVXY is going to give. If this trend continues, we're probably going to be coming across the board on the market, and UVXY will go red. If that's the case, just another indication that the bull market is still here no matter what you think. It's just one big, long consolidation. I still think we're going down at some point in the next 30 days. I think the consolidation is going to lead to a breakdown instead of a breakout. And that's the difference. That's the only difference. As we say that, new highs, Tesla hits new highs, it keeps improving. Anybody in here on the YouTube channel coming to Vegas? We're at the point where I might have to make this like I might have to get a side room at this restaurant. But if you're coming to Vegas, you don't have to pay for the expo. I'm doing 2 free sessions in a side room. But if you are coming, All right. Well, Walmart. Hang on a second. Let me see what these guys are doing. Baba Booey. Let me see if he hears me. He don't care. He don't care about me. He just keeps talking. This guy. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but it's like listening to a clone. Yes, I know he can't hear me because he's in the zone. But it's funny. I'm on YouTube talking about shorting Walmart. No, that's cool, man. It's you just proved my point. Room, and you guys are talking about shorting Walmart as I was shorting Walmart. So that's why I love Muse. I love us. I love me some solid, right? So you guys, if you haven't met our friend here, wait, let me just talk to the dungeon dwellers as well. The dungeon dwellers. So this is a unique moment in the history of our website. I'm on YouTube doing my little programming, and I don't ever want to interrupt Solid because it's just a joy to listen to. I came on, and coincidentally, he's talking about shorting Walmart, and I'm talking about shorting Walmart because we all do the same thing because this trade works. And what I was explaining is that the reason I'm doing my Glicks picks thing, but I'm going to send you a video vignette. And the idea is that Solid and I are also going to be manning the ship. So in case you're delusional enough to be fighting VWAP still at this point, if we're talking about Walmart long once, Walmart long twice, Walmart long 3 times, those are trades that worked really well. It's over. We trade VWAP. So when you get a trade that you've made money on, and especially what I've been trying to get through to you is that if you do miss the upside trades, look to take the opposite side inevitably when the profit takers do form and take over the trade, just like they did in Walmart. And there you had the hold of the VWAP, that tried to rally, and then it rolled. And there's your indication that you can go short Walmart, flying in the face of how much we loved Walmart 3 different times this morning. Kind of like the Dash trade, which you guys traded freaking perfectly, got short, you made the money, had another chance to short, and then you got a quadruple bottom at Pride Day or VWAP, and it became a pretty good long trade. Obviously the Carvana, the same kind of thing. So if you try to remain on one side of a trade, especially these last 3 weeks, you're getting killed. This is the greatest trading market there's ever been because the moves are big enough to get paid on both sides. These aren't even scalps. These are monstrous, fantastic moves. I mean, if you didn't, I had to cover the Carvana because I got in late at 340 and change, so I had to get out 339.50. And then the stock popped 13, 14 points. You could have taken that trade too. But I waited. I waited some more. And then Carvana presented itself as a short, and I just got short again. I made a little bit of money. I'm down to like 20 shares of it. I'm just waiting to get blown out of it, but it hasn't gone back above the blue line above it. So it's great. I'm glad you guys were talking about shorting Walmart because that's exactly what I was talking about. And that's where we want to be. We want to be trading what we see, staying in the moment. Your watch list is always going to be these earnings reports. And then for me, sure, I could have taken the Carvana long, but I'm boycotting. And I'm sitting here waiting for Carvana to tell me when it's safe to get short. Blue line, orange line. I'm shorting. So for me, again, Walmart, fantastic trade because it just shows you that everything that we're trying to get the point across to you is that this is the best trading market. You're not holding anything anymore. You're able to get in great trades. Look at what look at what MSTR and Coinbase and Hood have done since we sold them. This is the greatest trading market. And if you're trying to do it without VWAP, you're going to get killed. But and again, a lot of people are thinking, oh, this is horrible chop. This is the greatest chop because it's not thin chop, it's massive chop, giving you a chance to navigate both sides of the trade, get out of that one side, and then join the other side and get paid on the other side too, like this Walmart. It's fantastic. Anyway, all right. You keep going. I'm going to say hello to our YouTube friends, and then I'm going to we'll circle back. You and I saw we got a thing to do at 1:30 or something like that. All right, keep it up, big guy. I knew you'd be talking about Walmart. Classic. All right, I'll see you guys. By the way, the link is up if anybody's joining us. Remember, you obviously have access right now, so just stay in the regular room all through Saturday. Once you get the access, we'll do it in the regular room. But for now, if you haven't emailed me, email me. I'll get you the link. You'll join, and you get March for nothing. All right. Catch you in a little bit. Baba Booey. So that's my pal. That's the other guy. So anyway, if you don't know who that is, he was a member of the room, and there was just me, him, and like 8 other guys. We had maybe 20 people in the chat room, and he loved it so much that he's like, you know what? I'm going to quit my real job and dedicating my life to you. It was kind of like that Wolf of Wall Street. You show me a pay stud, I work for you now. And he's been working for me, and now he works for himself. So he's taken what I showed him in 2012 and ran with it, and now he's a PhD, and he runs the room when I'm not around, and he also programs all this stuff where it makes it even easier than I do. He draws the red lines for you. He's got multiple time frame views, multi-day. He incorporated deviation bands into hourly VWAPs. A lot of good stuff. Just amazing. And it's just, once you get all the VWAP you can possibly take, it's all VWAP all the time. And price. There's really not much else to look at because it's fantastic, right? Like this Carvana trip, right? Annoying if you've been sitting with it, but still got to be in it. Still below the blue line. You might have lightened up there at the orange, but again, maybe you even took that chance right there. So these are just confirmations of this stock wants to go down. It's just taking a long time to give it up. It's going to give. It's going to give it up. It's going to get. But see how where it didn't get over the blue line and broke back on the. Look at that big candle. Look at that volume surge. Who do you think that was? That wasn't me only, but that was the players. I just assumed everybody I've taught how to trade got re-short Carvana right there. And that's where I got. I got in late, but late and right is better than early and wrong. And now, again, if you are trading Carvana, I'm looking at these options because I think we're right about it, right? So now, they're very, very expensive because the stock's probably going to drop 20 points. So if you are trading options, usually I still go with at the monies, but they're $8. But I'd rather pay $8.75 for a 330 than pay $5 for a 320. Right? Because the 330 that I just bought at $8.75, how you doing? $8.75, I got a better chance in this coming to $9.75 or $10 rather quickly, hopefully, than the 320 even making any money because what the stock only goes down to 328. I could probably make some money on the 330s, but the 320s won't move. And that's why I generally trade stock because it's just a lot easier to be nimble. Or I trade basically at the money options. But they're jacked. They're, slightly out of the money. Sorry, now they're slightly in the money. It's a lot of money. 8 and change, 9. But you're counting on the stock where I believe, where if we break down from here, we're not just dropping 2.5, we're probably going to drop another 8 points. Go. Now, if it drops 8 points right here while we're sitting there, that would be awesome. I'll take 3 points. I'll take 328. I can't believe it just go 328. They're gonna go. Come on, out of here already. Zero. I really don't want to. I cannot believe it's 328. Well, we've held it this long. I ain't getting out now. I'm gonna try a magic trick. I'm just gonna walk away for 2 minutes. Hopefully, we'd be under 328 when I get back. I'm gonna leave the room. If there's a suitcase of money on the table when I get back, I know I have a partner. If there's not, I know I don't. Nobody asked who gave the order. Oh, that didn't work. The next 2 hours. Oh, what the hell just what that? Oh, man, I think I just covered 10 shares at 323.50. Wait a minute. Something just. Oh, no, well, that wasn't my trade. I can't believe that just double bottomed. Man, good thing I don't bet my life on this trade. I would have bet my life we were about to break. Holy freaking shit. Oh, you got me kidding. All that time. Really? Last game of the year. Don't hold it. You know what? That'll make it worth my. I'm actually going to add it. Now I know I'm getting out. If it gets back over that 330s, I'll see if I can get short some more. Get on the offer. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah, that's right. I put up a wall. Huh? Can't get through. That's right. So again, I think the most exciting trade of the year is about to happen. What will happen with open after the report tonight? I got to tell you what I think's going to happen. I think the numbers will be good enough where they try to gap it up, and then they're going to slam it. Maybe buying 450 puts tomorrow, and selling a dollar and 20 cents for a 500% trade. Stock's going to 375, and then it doesn't hold 375. It might go to $2 tomorrow. You like that Carvana, huh? I showed that stock who's boss. Now that I said it out loud, for 3 months in my face. So I just showed it a little bit more, and now I could lighten up. But I'm trying to make some real money on this trade. I want to make 10 points. It's just been a freaking grind. All right, that's me on the bid. Oh, done. Done. I got done for 20 shares. There you go. I covered something. My 20 shares is moving the market. Look out. I'm telling you, this stock is being very, very stubborn, but it's in a downtrend. I gotta hang in there with it. It squeezes me out of it. But now it's a double bottom, 320. So if it breaks that double bottom, 328, you gotta be. By the way, they're raising the price on the 330s now, even though the stock is slightly higher. That's a good sign. They just raised the price on the 330s. They just printed 905, and the stock is 2 points higher from where it was. That's a good sign. So let's see if they're not screwing around. Ah, what's up, my friend? Nothing. Just wrapping up the show. I'll be done in about 20 minutes. Yeah, you feel like it's up to you. All right, good news. We're schmoozing. DJ's showing up tonight, fellas. All right, I'll call you like one. I'll call you later. All right, you're in. All right, see ya. Schmooze is on. Jason, Jason's down. All right, enough of this Carvana bullshit. Let's get this party started. Break it down 30 points from here. Who's holding this piece of shit up? Enough. Man, I got time to wait. Oh, all right. Let me reload. Let me try and reload the room. Hang on a second. Fa fa full high.
Does that sound better or worse? I think he feels better or worse. Can you hear me slurping? Huh? Huh? I told you they were paying up for those 330s. Nah. There you go. Come on. Come on. Get the 10 bid. Let's go. 330s. Come on. Paid up so much for these already. But I paid for the option with the stock profit already. So, I mean, obviously, I'm not letting this thing get away from me. But this is the slowest. This is like a slow motion crash we're in right now. It's inevitable. Thanos will be coming for Carvana this afternoon. I am inevitable. Anybody into comics here? I just got a friend of mine found a collection in an old storage bin. Some cool stuff. A lot of Jughead. Remember Jughead and Veronica? But there's interesting stuff in there. A couple of old DC Supermans from the 70s. Oh my God. Staring at this stock, I'm trying to move it with my mind. I mean, seriously, these are the most grindy 2 points. Move it. By the way, while we're sitting here, the market is giving it back. So that's good for the few guys who are short Carvana. That's all I got. And if anybody was shorting that Walmart, well done. All right. Any second now, Carvana. Any day now. Any day now. Any day now. Any day now. Or not. Wow. I mean, seriously, it's like watching paint dry right now with this thing. Wow. Let's go back and check the cues. There's enough reason to be short. Oh man. Wake me when Carvana moves. Hey Virgil, what's up? Just want to make sure you're all set up for the class. If you're planning to join us for the class, did you see the link in the chat room? How do I know which previous? What do you mean? I only have one. It's just the prior day, and then I just scroll through 5 days worth of data just to get an overall picture of what the stock's been doing. I'll look at today, 5 days, 10 days, 15, 20 monthly. With Carvana, it was the reason I like this thing short still, even though, obviously the 1 minute prior day VWAP, it's all telling us to be short. What I really like is this. It broke under the 9 month, couldn't get over it. And here's the yearly. You broke the yearly last night, and then you managed to get back above it. If we roll again, I think we go back to 280. But right now, the stock is just, it just does not want to break down. I'm not going to fight a losing battle. But right now, I'm trying. I'm trying to hang in there. It's prior day and then prior day and then more prior days. Yeah, it's a combination. So I just keep scrolling through as many data, as many days as I need. And then there's the differences between what it provides you. So in this case, through the 1 minute, through the multi-day, generally that's a trend solidifier. That's why I'm still short Carvana. But let's say with Coinbase, it acted as a target. So today's VWAP prior day was up here. So once you get momentum in that direction, you look for it to get to the orange line. If orange line acts as resistance, that's common. The long trader would sell here, which is what I did. You don't sell at all, but then it rolled over and broke down under 166, and that was the end of the trade for me. But if a stock was to hold, normally I'm a seller at any time a blue line to an orange line, I'm doing something. I'll sell. And if it breaks it and then does the kind of like a VWAP test from on top, then then you start looking at 2 days worth. And then 3. And then if, again, now that we've been chopping around, a lot of these multiple time frame VWAPs we're getting compressed. So right now, there you go. This is why I'm still short Carvana. I got the red lines are where I think the stock's going, by the way. That's from the pivot points this morning. But right now, the only reason I'm still short is because it's below the blue and the orange. So it's below today's VWAP and prior day VWAP. I got to stay short. And now we're just waiting to see if it breaks the freaking lows of the day. Come on. Come on. Break it on down now. Now, on this next attempt to sell off, if it doesn't break 328, I'm going to throw a brick through my screen and take a nap. Oh, come on already. Oh, man. Just drop it on its head already. Here we go. Come on. Come on now. Giddy up. Giddy up, you fucking hump. Let's go. Come on. Come on now. Hey, listen, if you just shorted at 332.50, be my guest and take the 2 points. Because this stock just keeps bouncing. But I can't imagine it bouncing again. We got to get through the 328 right now. Come on. Come on. All right, $10. There you go. The 330s are at 10 offer. That's me. If you got more than one contract, sell one contract. If you bought 875 on that late entry, offer out at $10. 965 just traded. 978 just traded. Ow. Ow. Stop bouncing. Oh no, a triple bottom now. You got to be kidding me. How the hell is this stock staying up? I'm telling you, they're working the order right now. Somebody's going to dump like 20 million shares going into the close today. This thing's going to be at 0. I ain't getting out. But I just took a little bit off now, finally. I'm not going to sit here on this chop without taking some profit. All right, I'm going to try that magic trick again. I'm leaving. I'm walking out the door. Only good things happen when I walk out of the room. Yeah, so back to that whole conversation about multiple time frame VWAP. This is it. I spent 15 years trying to figure out which time frames to look at mostly. For intraday trading, it's the 1 minute and prior day is golden. And then you just 5 days worth of, because stocks generally live within 5 days. Usually it's actually 3 days. Hey! We finally printed $10, 330 contracts. Sold to you 1010. Let's go. 1010 bid, 1050 offer. Now we're making money. Now we should get an exodus. Let's go. Cue the fucking music. Let's get the fudge out of here, Carvana. No more bidding. Kill it. Triple bottom break. Let's get the hell out of here. Right to 325. No mercy. 325 gets us 315. 315 gets us 0. Stock should be at 0, right where open table is going to be or whatever that stock is tomorrow. 326. There you go. That's me on the bid. 326. Somebody hit my bid. Done. See? Price and VWAP instill the patience you need to be a trader. Can't trade without VWAP. Are you nuts, especially as a shorter? But you see how this trade reestablishes itself, and then you just got to do it. Do it. And those options for 330, you thought 875 was expensive. It's relative to the price. You're not paying $875 for an open table put tonight because the stock's at $4. Carvana, you're expecting it to move $28. So paying, $8 for a 330 with a day and a half, it's not a great price, but who cares? I'm not holding it. I'm just trading it as a vehicle to be short Carvana. So the price is 8. You got to pay 8. Now it's at 10. Sell to you. Sell some. You got a couple of contracts. Get on the offer right now at 11. 1060 by 1160 now. Capture the spread. Don't ever send market orders when you're trading options. Don't ever send market orders when you're trading options. Somebody just said, why? Why don't you just take my class tomorrow? We'll spend a half an hour and I'll explain why you'll never sell, never trade market orders when trading options. You'll lose the spread. They'll rip you off. It's the worst. Don't ever do it. Always limit. Always limit. And if you're using stops, stop, limit. Don't get ripped off. Market makers they'll open the spread up in that split second. They'll print you at the worst possible price and then laugh at you. And then you call E-Trade and say, hey, man, the market was at $11. I got printed at $9.20. Well, sir, the market was $9.20 when your order went through. No, it wasn't. It was $11. No, sir, the market was $9.20 when you sent your order. No, it wasn't. And then they hang up. Stop limit prevents the market makers from robbing you. You might not get the print, but at least you're gonna, you're doing the best you can not to get ripped off. Stop limit. If you got triggered at 10, you put a limit 970. Because let's say your stop is 10, they'll open the spread 2 points. At 10, one person gets that print, and then your order goes market. They move the bid 2 points. Congratulations, they print you at 8. That's why normally I'm selling into the move and capturing the spread. That's why I tend not to use stops. I just complain about getting out and leaving money on the table. But that's usually a decent complaint because when you're trading options, it's treacherous trying to use stops. The spreads, all that stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're still short Carvana, so am I. Just lightening up on the way down. Still think it's about to fall 26 more points. But now I'm in the driver's seat. Now I can put a stop at 330 and lock this whole thing in, which is what I'm doing. Above 330, call it quits. Who gives a shit? Who cares? I think we're going to get another 35 to 40 points to the downside. And I'm willing to risk 4 points to hang in there now. So I'll put a stop at 330. Let's go 331. So I'm willing to risk this 5 points to try to make myself another 30 points to the downside. And I'm telling you, if this stock is under 320 later today and I'm still in it, I'm holding it till tomorrow. I'm going to shove this stock right back down to 288 in these dumb, bullish, complacent morons' face. What? Who am I even talking to right now? I think I'm talking to myself. What if it doesn't fill? Yeah, great question. Yeah, and then you just send the order again. Yeah. Carvana 0, I'm with you. Enough of this stock. And by the way, this is an indictment on the entire health of the market. Oracle was the shot across the bow. Microsoft, Netflix not rallying, Palantir not rallying, Carvana giving it up. The Qs have to be next. They have to be. It's just such a pain in the ass. But I think that's the game. That's the scam right now. They're trying to bore, confound, and what other words I can think of? Confuse. They're trying to get the shorters to truly give up. I'm holding on. I'm trying every day to be short the Qs, and every time I've had to get stopped out. Now I'm still short the Qs, but I'm giving it up to 604.81 where the pivot was. And I tell you, friends, yeah, so let me show you some long-term VWAP. So there's the 9-month, right? We had just flirted with it. I'm sitting here counting my chickens, ready to start calling my dad and hack his account to cash out of his QQQ trade. And next thing you know, we rallied again. So they keep making it impossible to hold. But when it does break, you're talking about the 9-month VWAP break, recent low break, back to tariff. That was the one, for some reason we cared about tariffs for that afternoon. And that began, every time we've sold off, it's began a new monster move in your face, making it virtually impossible to stay short. But now we're definitely in a downtrend. Lower high, lower high, lower high. If this is now a lower high and we roll over, we're going to have a breakdown. Now, I don't care if it happens tomorrow. But if we keep consolidating and we're not breaking out, I just think this consolidation is going to finally give way. And then we're going to break that 9-month VWAP. We're going to go test that. And that's where we give way. That's when we get down to the 561, which is only 50 points from here. It's not even a big move. It's what is that? 10% would be 60 points. So was it 8%? Come on now. And if we do keep chopping around like we're chopping, and we chop throughout, we chop again tomorrow, rally Monday, chop around the whole next week while I'm in Vegas, I come back. I think I'm going to be right. March 20th, it just feels right. Quadruple witch, option expiration, going into tax season. People are going to want to lighten up. People are getting frustrated that the Qs haven't hit all-time highs since October. And then you got NVIDIA numbers in the middle of that. And if that stock doesn't save the Qs, I don't know what's going to. So February 25th, they report. If that doesn't save the Qs, there is no tomorrow. I'm actually on the other side of that. Is it Ethan? I'm thinking kind of like sell off. Well, I think we grind, sell off, scare the shit out of everybody going into April, pivot, and then we go back to that buying in May and pray. And then we have May, June, July, August, and then flirting with all-time high. I think we just stuck in this trading range for a longer period than anyone's expecting, which is fine by me. I don't need it to go to all-time highs, nor do I need it to really crash. But if we stay, I just want to expand the trading zone, right here. I just think it has to happen. You got a triple bottom, you got a faux show, bro, which started that beautiful move last time. And this is the last time we really sold off was when Apple disappointed. Sorry, it wasn't a disappointment. You had the Qs, you had Apple report earnings, and the stock went negative that day. And that was that day. And it began a new rally. And then we had, I forgot that was something significant that day also. And then that began a new rally. That was the tariff day, and that began a new rally. One of these days, it's not going to begin a new rally. It's going to sell off. But now the yearly VWAP is right in the middle of all that consolidation. I have to assume we're going to go test that 561 area. And again, I'm not going to fight it. That's a losing game, fighting a market that generally doesn't go down anymore. But that's a slight retrace. It's not even a sell-off. The market sells off. We're going back to the midpoint where the Trump tariff tantrum down there. That's the midpoint. 494. I mean, you think about it. We're still in this bull market from the April catastrophe or pseudo catastrophe, presidential induced crash that we had. And then the biggest up day I've ever seen in the history of my life. I've never seen a 12% up day. I still can't believe that happened. I don't know if you guys were there for that. Solid Jello's calling the low pre-market. And then Trump says, you want to buy stocks right now, especially the QQQ. I'm like, what? Did he just tell us to buy the Qs? And then they went, woo. I mean, it was going up so fast that we had cashed out. They went up 5% more. And then we got back in and they still went up another 5%. It was the sickest thing. I don't think we'll ever see that ever again. But if you're still short Carvana, let's go. $12 on the options now, $12.55. Get on the offer at 12. Sold to you, 12. There you go. Somebody's getting printed at 12. Nice. Nice, BA. Nice. There you go. Somebody just got done, 11.85. Who got done at 12? Anybody see Richie? That's an old one. Anybody know why I did Bobby Lupo? All right, we got 24 more points to go. But it just hit my target. Stay on target. Stay on target. Right there. All right. Pretty much can't lose money on this trade right now. Congratulations. And if you just did that trade with more than a couple of contracts, you just paid for the class. Look at that on your one trade that you did. You out there, my friends in cyberspace, you see what I'm doing here? This is how I run the show. I make you the money so you could pay for the stuff, so you can make more money so you could pay for more stuff, right? It's the only way that business should be run. You can't prove your worth, you're worthless. Enter now. All right. All right. Did anybody get printed at 12? That was a pretty sick print. Nice. Now it's 11 by 1150. 1155s are trading. I still think we're going to be good. I'll hold one contract. I'll sell them at $20. Hey, listen, I don't doubt the market's going to go up, especially if they wash everybody out one more time and then it starts to squeeze. Like it's exactly what I think is going to happen. Just let's get the washout. Let's get that moment where everybody starts questioning their sanity for ever owning a stock. When's the last time we had that? Maybe that night where Tom Hanks got COVID. That was pretty scary, right? When market there was no bid on anything. Oil went to negative $28 a barrel. That was the sickest night. Holy shit, Tom Hanks got COVID. We're all gonna die. Ah! I'm at a party. I'm driving home drunk to make sure I could catch some of the futures. So stupid. Well, listen, folks, I think I'm right now, and it's being confirmed by price action. So now it's, if you don't want to let it go 6 points in your face, inevitably there's going to be another moment to test it. But now we got the short. Now we're on the right side of this thing. Now nobody's buying it. Now it's doomed. How do we not go to 320 right now? Let's go. Here's your 10 points I promised you. Let's go. Anybody get those contracts at 875? You thought you were overpaying there at a time for a second there. But you see, when I was saying they raised the price of the options on the puts, the stock was 2 points higher, and the option was worth more. That's because the market makers knew what was about to happen. Option market makers are the ones that control most of this stuff. They're the greatest traders on earth. Those are the real quant guys. They know what's up. You follow option action, it tells you the truth about the market. And on that note, look where this thing's bouncing. The same spot it bounced. Oh, no, because of Bitcoin. What's up with Bitcoin? Oh, bitty. Hold on a second. Did Bitcoin break through the VWAP again? Oh, it did. And that's why the market's making a move to the upside. All right, on that note, I hope you made some money on that Carvana trade. Make sure you email me if you're not on the list. If you're not on the list, you can't get in. So get on the list for tonight. We'll schmooze. Join us for the class. We'll have a class on Saturday, and then you could join Salagello while I'm away in Vegas. I'll do one broadcast from Vegas probably, and then I'm back, and then we'll all hold hands on March 18th and position ourselves for the crash of the century. And by the way, do you know why we're going to crash on March 20th? Take a wild guess. I'll be out of the country. Weird shit happens when I leave the country. That's the real reason. It's not about quadruple witching. The whole market revolves around me. Don't tell anybody. But now you got money, right? The Carvana trade pays for some of those puts you're going to buy on March 18th, right? Got to make money, right? Now we got some gambling ammunition. Nice hanging out. Email me. We'll hang out tonight. Last Friday, we had 6 10-baggers, which was one of the greatest trading days in the last 20 years. Every one of our trades was a 10-bagger, which was nuts. Coinbase, the Hood, the Cisco, the Qs. It was just, the rig was just insane. Caught some NVTS. But I'll show you how to position yourself for option expiration. You don't need a big move on Friday to get paid, 3 or 4 times your money. Okie dokie. Namaste. I will see you guys tonight. And as always, stay healthy and be nice to each other. And breathe in the VWAP. Hold it. I'll see you guys tonight.